Thank you very much. Let me start by thanking the Academy for having me. It's a great honor, especially after seeing the previous excellent presentations. It's amazing to see the breadth and the depth of the technologies being covered here. I want to start by giving you a couple of bullet points from my CV. As you might guess from my accent, I'm from Germany. And I would like to say to Ian, you have solved the problem technologically, but in Germany, everyone has always known that this was not a goal in the 1360s. So I brought my family to Australia in 2001, where I joined the Center for Third Generation Photovoltaics at UNSW in 2001. Professor Martin Green is sort of the leading capacity there. And as you can see here, I've pretty much followed various career paths here at UNSW over the years. I'm also a founder of a small startup company, BT Imaging. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on, which currently has 18 people and is based in Sydney. Everyone here knows, I guess, what photovoltaics is, but maybe not everyone knows some of the information that is shown here on this chart. So what this chart shows you is the so-called learning curve. And it shows the reduction in prices for PV modules over the last 40 years as a function of the cumulative shipments. And you can see here that a dramatic cost reduction has occurred over the last 40 years, from 1975 to 2015. And what this cost reduction means for you as a consumer is that a PV module, which is shown here, which you can buy today for about $125, would have cost about $8,000 in 1975. Now, if you have a home and you put solar panels on your roof, you might have 20 or even 30 of those panels on your roof. So you can see that back in 1975, this would have been an expensive exercise. The system would have been the same price as your house. Whereas these days, a module system can basically be the same price as an appliance. It's no more expensive than a Miele washing machine. And I know what I'm talking about. I had to buy one recently. And of course, this price reduction has been strongly affected by the pioneering work at UNSW, which I have the honor of being part of. Another chart, which contains some more impressive figures, is taken here from the web, where we show tenders for an electricity plant in Abu Dhabi. And what is shown here is that all the lowest bids for electricity generation were for PV power plants. So what this means is that PV power plants are very rapidly becoming the cheapest form of electricity generation by far compared to any other form of electricity. And this is something that probably most of you are not aware of. So for comparison here, I give you some numbers, all these numbers in US cents. What you and me pay for electricity as end users is about 19-20 cents. And then here I've shown you some numbers taken from a Australian Power Generation Technology report, what electricity costs to generate from other energy sources like gas, coal, and nuclear. And you can see all these numbers are significantly higher than these 2.4 cents. Now, we have to take these numbers with a grain of salt, because we can't compare Abu Dhabi with Australia, of course, but the upshot here is the myth that PV is too expensive is definitely busted, and PV is very rapidly becoming the cheapest form of electricity generation. Now, my specific work in this sector has been quite diverse. I had earlier work on so-called third-generation PV concepts, but probably the one with the most impact has been the development of photoluminescence imaging. And you can compare this to an X-ray technology for silicon samples, including wafers, solar cells, and modules. So if you imagine like this footy player who has a broken leg, if you just look at the leg, you can't see anything, but the X-ray technology tells you that the leg is broken. In the same sense, we can look at a solar cell shown here in blue, and our technology enables looking into that cell to show all kinds of structural structural defects and impurities and lifetime limiting defects and so on. And this technology has really taken the industry and the R&D community by storm. It was developed in 2006 by my group at the University of New South Wales, and it's now being used around the world, and even in high-volume mass manufacturing, with up to 5,400 silicon wafers being measured per hour. So summarizing my experience, basically I've got the academic part. I'm still in a part-time role as professor at the University of New South Wales, where I lead a small research team of some really smart students and undergrad students, and where we're trying to advance this technology further. As I've told you, we started a company in 2007 which has now 18 full-time staff and is selling these sort of large photoluminescence inspection systems around the world. And I guess it is an area where I can contribute to this academy. Is my experience as a technology developer, but also as an entrepreneur, basically going the whole way from the development of the fundamental basics, showing the proof of concept in the laboratories, then founding a company and actually selling it to the industry. And yeah, I would like to conclude by thanking also the people who have actually helped me getting to this point. Thank you.